Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and well, I think it's gone down. So and I keep saying that, but I do think it's shrinking, and if it wasn't an infection it wouldn't do that, would it? Unless it was something that had an infection as well as. So I'm keeping an eye, got my appointment, so if it goes I've been so relieved because it's been a long time since it arrived, and slow going getting rid of then. So yeah, fingers, toes and tits crossed, as I always like to say. So I've been out in the yarn van today shoving stuff about. Oh my god, yeah, heavy boxes, twisting, sorting stuff out, moving stuff around and stock taking, and I've hurt my back a bit. Only a little bit. It's just a bit, don't do that anymore yet, you know, give it a rest, you know. But yeah, probably because I don't have a great deal of space to throw it all about in, so yeah, makes it awkward. But it was cold out today. Oh my god, this morning I went out to feed Fluffy because she wanted to go out, and I went outside with her food and it was like, oh wow, sun's out. It's really nice and bright. Wasn't so bright this morning. It was nice, you know, clear. But oh, frosty feeling, you know, that nip in the air. But it's now warm out, and she is basking on the bottom step, or the bottom two steps of the decking, where they retain the heat in the wood, and she just lays there all flopped out, and she's enjoying it. But I do think it's a lot colder though than it was, and of course the clocks go back this weekend, so it's going to get even darker when I wake up in the morning. So I woke up at 7 today, and couldn't get back off to sleep, so I thought, oh well, I might as well just get up at 7. And as luck would have it, the gymnastics was on, and I've forgotten, because yesterday when I see a bit of the women's floor, I think it was a few things, they said join us tomorrow at 7 something, and I thought, not really, I'll be asleep. Well, I wasn't, so you know, I got to see it, and it was I love the gymnastics. I really do. I really always have loved the gymnastics, and ever since Olga Corbett have I loved the gymnastics. You know, she was the first of these modern day kind of elfin like petite, you know, very very clever on the floor with cute music, and what that was all about. Like, do you know what, I fancied myself as Olga Corbett once. I don't think I was ever elfin. I hit puberty quite early, so yeah, maybe when I was like 5 I was probably that size, but yeah, I hit puberty very early, about 9. So anyway, what I did, and I have mentioned this on here before, but you probably haven't heard it, I put my school desk, because I had one of them for my homework and put all my junk in. I had a desk, and I put it at the end of my bed, and I must have been really like young and small, because I had room to leap off, like launch myself off of the desk, do a somersault of sorts, and land on my bed without hitting myself on the ceiling. So, you know, I must have been very very small when I did this, but I did it about 50-60 times trying to get a somersault. I landed on my bottom most of the time, my head, my back, everything, my neck. Never once on my feet though. But about on the very last attempt, as I flew through the air and did my half a somersault, landed on the bed, I heard this crack, and my bed went doom like this. I thought, I've got to tell him I broke the bed. So I left it for a while, so my mum would forget the noises that she'd heard upstairs. And a little while later I kind of went upstairs, and I come down and went, my bed's broken. It's like, Mum come and had a look, and she went, oh, Jeff, how did that happen? It's like, how could a bed break like that? And I'm all innocent. I should have just said it was Olga Corbett that did it. It's Olga Corbett. I didn't do it. Anyway, I got a new bed out of it, but yeah. And it's a wonder I didn't break my neck, really. You know, there were most disclaimers on things. So don't try this at home, kids. But of course I did. I had to try everything. Badly. Anyway, got a new bed. But yeah, like this it was. Yeah. Not my finest day, really. Never tried it again. I wasn't very good at gymnastics. I wish I was, but you know, I wasn't. And I can remember at school when they said that I had to get over this horse. It's like, how? And when I saw other kids doing it, it was like, you must be off your head. I managed to do that. But you know when they made you go up the top of I mean, they probably don't do it anymore, but they used to make you go all the way to the top of the wall bars. And school assembly rooms, you know, they're like 2 stories, aren't they? Or maybe 3. And you've got this big set of wall bars that used to stick at the back of the auditorium, and then they would pull, like, crank them out, and they'd come out. And you'd have to climb all the way to the top, go over the top and climb back down. I froze. Screamed my tits off, I did. I was absolutely beside myself. I was hanging on, and I couldn't move, and I was screaming and crying and everything else, and they were just going, calm down, you can do it, just 1 foot, 1 foot. I'm like, I can't. I was absolutely terrified. Yeah, so Olga Corbett I wasn't, you know. Ronnie Corbett more like, but definitely not Olga, sadly. Yeah, I wasn't very sporty at the best of times. Although I was a very, very fast runner, I just didn't. And I played football with the boys on the playground, but other than that, nah, it wasn't really my bag. Especially, as I said, I hit puberty very early, and we're, you know, having your monthlies and having a bra. I'm not going to do vest and knickers PE because I didn't really fit in with the rest of the kids. So I already ripped this off because I'll have a little confession. I started doing this and I ran out of charge and it all went off. So it was lost. So I have ripped off my page because it is weekend for you guys. It's Friday for me. But as you well know, my today is your tomorrow my yesterday. So I wanted to have a look and see if we had any Grogu's, but I don't believe we do. And I don't know what this is. It kind of looks like a gig. You know, can you imagine, like, there's a stage and a gig? That's what it looks like. I have no idea what that is, but I dare say it's not a gig. So where's my joke? We're on the last one. I messaged Gary and said, don't forget, this is the last joke today. So hopefully he is writing some as we speak. You never know. Ready for this? In Germany... looks so serious. In Germany, they are preparing for the crisis by stocking up with sausage and cheese. That's the worst case scenario. Sorry, I'll start again. In Germany, they're preparing for the crisis by stocking up with sausage and cheese. That's the worst case scenario. I went to Germany once. Well, no, actually, I've been to Germany twice now. But the first time I ever went to Germany was many, many years ago, before my grandchildren were born. Blimey, it was. And there was myself and Gary and Michael, and when he was married to Gemma. And we all went to Berlin. We wanted to go around the Christmas market in Berlin. We booked up this trip. And it was an education, that trip. It really was. But yeah, first time I ever had a real bratwurst. And I loved it. I really loved it. And Gary had a currywurst, and it was served by a street vendor in Berlin. It was very, very, very nice. I couldn't say the same about most of the other foods that we had while we were there, but the sausages were great, you know. the currywurst and the bratwurst, that was fine. And there was a McDonald's, so I think we ended up with a McDonald's one time, but it was probably just sort of an evening kind of burgery thing. But we did have some very odd food the rest of the time. We probably didn't find the best places to eat there, but the wursts were good. Enjoyed those, and the market and the eggnog and all that stuff. But the second time that Gary and I went to Germany was last year, when we went on the Christmas market little kind of cruise, and we went to Hamburg this time, and we went to Lübeck by a little coach, and so we went to Hamburg and Lübeck to a Christmas market there, and I found yarn. If I don't think I've got any of it left now. I gave it all away on my to my members when I did my members giveaways. If I find yarn this time, if I manage to go, because if this isn't anything, I'm going obviously, but it isn't a Christmas market trip, but if I go and I find yarn, I'll do the same thing, I think, because it's usually got wool in it, and I can't really have the wool. Although one of them was uber soft, which is very what's the word, apt, as it's German, uber. But anyway, didn't find any, I don't think, in the Hague, because we went to Amsterdam as well. I went to the Hague, so we didn't really see much of Amsterdam itself. But this time around we're going to Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and a place called Honfleur, which apparently is near Normandy. So obviously it's not going to be a hot trip. It's just a little few days floating around. But when we go to our holiday, providing I can, that will be warm. Can't wait for that. Well, I say that, I'm also very nervous about it. I don't know why. Probably because I've never been on a P&O ship, and I do find everything that they want to do is a bit of a rip-off, but I'm going to hope to find something in the Black Friday deals to sort of negate spending a fortune on the internet and all that stuff. You never know, might do. But yeah, they're really kind of not long now until we go. If, you know, everything's fine with my eyeball. Well, I hope it is. Obviously, I mean, I wouldn't be saying, oh, I hope it's not, you know, I hope it's bad. No one's going to say that, are they? So this evening we're going to Martin's. That's Gary's brother. He lives at the other end of the island. He's doing dinner for us. So, you know, possibly tonight won't be, strictly speaking, a Slimming World dinner. He probably will do something that's not too bad for us though, but he won't know how to count things for Slimming World. But it'd be nice to see him, because we haven't really seen him for a while since he split up with his partner. And he did come round to drill some holes for us, but he wasn't here long. And his son will probably be there. I think Yasmin, his daughter, will be there as well. That's the one I'm making the blanket for. Well, I'll have to get started on that again soon. I've got so many things on the go again. So I have one thing that I've finished and uploaded and everything else. I've got one more thing that is very, I'm actually quite a long way into. And I've got Yasmin's blanket and a couple of scarf things to do. I did start a Christmas project. I haven't finished it. I should have brought it in from the yarn van, because I did make some room out in the house at one point when we had company, and I took all my cotton yarns in the caravan. Oh, sorry, yarnavan. What am I saying? So I took it all out there, and I forgot to bring my red in, because obviously it's a Christmassy thing. So I need to get that. When I feed Fluffy next, I'll go pop in there and get it. Anyway. What else have I got to tell you? I don't think there is anything. I had some happy mail, as you can see. That will pop up today, which is Friday for me. So that will be popping up. I don't know when to pop up my tutorials. I don't know whether to just leave them and then have things, you know, mount them up so I've got something to show. But you know what happened, don't you? I will drag my heels, and by the time I put it up, someone else will have done it. And that's, you know, usually what happens, you know. I was looking the other day, just scanning around, and I happened to see something I'd done just get done again by a person who shall be nameless. Shall be nameless, but they've done it before. Anyway, never mind. It's the sincerest form of flattery, isn't it? So they say. But not. What else shall I tell you? Let me think. Oh, no, I don't know what I'm going to do about my back though. I think I haven't. Actually, I think we did go buy some painkillers, so I'll have to take a few, and hopefully it will be gone by this evening when we go. Gary is probably going to take my car so he can have a beer and I drive home. I don't mind, as long as it's my car. So I'm used to that. And do you know, when I was younger, I could drive anything and didn't care. I just drove a Reliant Robin, you know, once. That was an experience. But I drove big cars, I drove trucks and little tiny lorries. I drove tiny little Cinquecentos. That was worse than Reliant Robin. Well, no, on the same par, really. Not that I had one. It was given to me as a courtesy car, the Cinquecento. That was a very strange car to drive because the pedals were like this wide. And I haven't got the biggest feet in the world, but they're not narrow, my feet. And so you've got these pedals and they're so close together. So when you hit the accelerator, you get half the brake at the same time. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this without accelerating and braking at the same time. Just very odd, very odd. And the thing about the Reliant Robin, there was just this metal kind of slot where the gear knob was, and you could see it. It looked like it was a racing car, like you can imagine. There was nothing cushioning it, so you could just see the slots, and there was just this stick with a ball on it, and this very odd thing, wasn't mine. I was asked to drive it and park it up for somebody who went into hospital, and so I did. But it was just, I'd drive anything, it didn't bother me. But now it's like, oh, I don't have to take your car, do I? It's got gears and everything. I'm just too lazy now. Got so used to that automatic. I just love it. It's so... I always said, I don't want an automatic. I want to be in control. I like being in control. I don't ever want to drive one. And now it's like, oh, I don't have to drive your horrible manual car, do I? Just... yeah, been converted. So... as you can see, I'm a bit brighter today. I slept, that's why. Had a good night's sleep because yesterday I hadn't slept at all, really. Just a few hours and I was a bit but I'm all right today. And the fact that this has gone down a little bit is actually in helping in that respect. I mean, it's not gone. I'd like it to be gone. You know, I'll be putting out the flags if it does go. So, anyway, I am going to get off, because I've got a lot of work to do on this here computer, and for my shop, and for putting up the videos as well. And I've got to go out this evening, so I can't really drag my heels. Oh, I've left my tea. I mean, it's gone cold. Almost. Silly me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And everything that you guys do, I truly do appreciate it. I will see you on the next one. You take care, and bye-bye for now.